Greetings and welcome to Rubber Biscuit, the first of two special summer biscuits from Tanzania, East Africa. What are we doing here? You'll find out in just a moment. It took us 22 hours to get here. You'll be back in less than 30 seconds.
Where are we exactly? Well, cross the Atlantic Ocean, head into Europe, and take a big, wide right-hand turn and head south to the African continent. Just south of the equator, you'll find Tanzania, or Tanzania, as some locals call it. On the central coast, on the Indian Ocean, sits its largest city and commercial capital, Dar es Salaam.
Back on the biscuit in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, with Bruins defenseman Andrew Ference and Steve Montador of the Florida Panthers, on a visit with the Right to Play charitable organization, which opened its doors to the world in 2001. Right to Play stresses self-determination, education, and self-esteem through sports. In this case, helping to encourage African children to help themselves. Greetings and welcome to Rubber Biscuit, powered by Team Sullymac in Ottawa, Canada. Proof that it's the simple things in life that are the greatest, here on the Rideau Canal. Beautiful day like this, lunch hour, you don't grab a coffee and a newspaper, you grab your skates. Greetings and welcome to Rubber Biscuit. Feeling like $1 million with our friend Ray Bork. Where are we?
We're in Danvers at my wife's spa called Maison Esthétique Christian Bork Spa.
You look great. Are you feeling effervescent?
I sure do. You look good too.
Thank you very much. This and many other exploits for Ray since his hockey career ended, and we're going to take a look at them beginning right now. Greetings and welcome to Rubber Biscuit from one of Canada's 4 maritime provinces, Nova Scotia. I'm standing on a peninsula of land called Cape Split, overlooking the Minas Channel with the Bay of Fundy in the distance, which separates Nova Scotia from much of New Brunswick. Why are we here? We're here to meet one of the world's most fanatical Bruins supporters, who happens to grow some of the planet's largest pumpkins, and who also happens to live on the pond where it's believed hockey was first played. Rubber Biscuit from Nova Scotia, the birthplace of Sidney Crosby and Glenn Murray, begins now. Greetings, I'm Rob Simpson in Burnaby, British Columbia, on the campus of EA Canada, where we'll take you on a crash course in the making of NHL 10. The ultimate hockey video game. Our behind-the-scenes tour will make many stops. Here, they'll take my photograph, turn it into a head, and then turn it into a hockey player. Next is mocap, or motion capture, the next step in building a hockey player. Later, we'll play a 12-person game of hockey, 6-on-6 NHL 10.
The two of us grinded our way to the peak.
Made it.
Three porters and our head guide came with us. On the top of Africa, to our left and distant right, stood enormous glaciers. The crater floor sat more than 1,000 feet below us. For 10 minutes we took it all in and then departed quickly, absolutely spent and anxious for descent. Well, we're wrapping things up here in Big D on Rubber Biscuit, and we have a delightful guest here, Garth Brooks. The hat, the whole 9 yards.
How you doing?
Not too bad. I don't think most folks would assume you'd be a hockey fan.
No, most people don't associate with hockey. I'm lucky to be involved with the Teammates for Kids charity. It's the official NHL charity, and just here to witness these guys do great things for kids all around the world.
You've been here all week. What have you thought of the hockey and the festivities so far?
Everything's great. You got to know whenever I come to Dallas, though, it's a party. So they know how to do it right down here, and I feel at home down here, so it's good.
Thanks for the time. Congratulations, and we'll keep an eye on it down the road.
Thank you, Rob. Good meeting you. And do you want me to do a favor and stand up regular for the people so they can see just how dang tall you are? Anyway, look at
there it
this.
is, taller than his hat. That's a wrap on Rubber Biscuit. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
Our half-hour slot came early afternoon, and it came in sleds
It is like snowboarding on your butt.
with members of the U.S. Paralympic team.
It's amazing, you know, it's all relative. I was really awful when I stood upright on 2 skates.
They basically eat things that you want your sport fish to be eating, right?
Yeah, well, they eat algae. They eat everything.
They eat everything?
But they eat, like, stuff that bait fish eat, so then there's not as much bait fish. Hey, watch for this. Wow.
Got him.
Did I?
Nice. Yeah, you're right on top. You nailed him. I could have.
How could,
You know what? Yeah, you did.
I got him.
Right through the top.
I brained him.
Yeah. Welcome back to Rubber Biscuit here in Dallas, Texas. Taking a little break from the All-Star festivities. Kind of lounging here in the park. Not a lot of sun, but a pretty nice day, nevertheless. And you know, come to think of it, this isn't really a park. This is the grassy knoll. And that's what used to be called the Texas School Book Depository. If you're over 50 years of age, you probably remember where you were when you heard the news that John F. Kennedy was assassinated. If you're under 50, well, this is where John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Welcome back to Hockey Odyssey. I'm standing on a small peak about 60 miles southeast of Boise. If I look to the south, I can catch a glimpse of the Oahe Range. Off to the west, the road to Boise. To the north, the Sawtooth Mountains. And to the east, the Snake River Plain winds away. The really cool part, though, is if I look down, all I see is sand.
The largest of the many dunes at Bruno tops out at 470 feet, the biggest single structured sand dune in North America. On the surface, the origin is baffling, since there's no ocean or Great Lake nearby, and instead of sitting near the edge of this large natural basin, as is normally the case, the dunes rest right in the middle. Bruno Sand Dunes provides desert, dune, prairie, marsh, and lake habitats, all in one tidy location. After sledding or skiing down the dunes, you can grab your fishing pole and dangle for trophy bass. Although most of the local wildlife is nocturnal, animal and bird watching is a popular activity. During the day, you'll sometimes hear jet sounds and sonic booms from the nearby Mountain Home Air Force Base. At night, that sound is replaced by the howl of coyotes. Mother Nature has worked overtime in Idaho, and one of the more unusual byproducts, the Bruno Sand Dunes.
Welcome back to Rubber Biscuit. You know, we're exhausting ourselves for a reason. The Dana-Farber Clinic, the Jimmy Fund, raising money to fight cancer in children.
Day 2 begins with a vigorous climb up and over the Bourne Bridge. Next, a pleasant 8 or 9 miles along the Cape Cod Canal. At this point, one begins to think, man, I'm whipped. Sure, I'm past the midway point of the whole ride, but 81 more miles, come on. Then, as a rookie, one starts to think, well, they said day 2 was flat. Wrong. Cape Cod is not flat, especially the last 10 miles along the shore and through the dunes. Some of the biggest climbs of the event occur during the final 90 minutes.
That is a wrap from the Great Lakes State of Michigan with the Thomas clan. 3, 4, 5, 6, how many kids?
3.
3 of your own.
Yep.
One of them is actually sleeping,
Yes.
and that is the boy. You got 2 daughters.
Yes.
You get your hands full, plus another kid.
Yep. He's the biggest one.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the hospitality. Tim, a great quote-unquote safari host, bow and arrow, fishing. You get into that stuff too?
No.
No.
Not really.
Let him handle it?
Yep.
Well,
She goes with me occasionally, though.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't shoot. I just watch.
You just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was basically doing on this trip. Was baggage. Good job. We appreciate it. Thank you very much, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.